everybody, this is Nyssa, and welcome to my Authortube newbie tag thing. Quick note before I get started, I'm not super comfortable with showing my face right now. It's not like I never have, just right now. I prefer not to, so instead you get to see my cute little mascot, which I was planning to draw myself, but I was burnt out from Huevember and my hands are not cooperating. So you get to see the 3D model instead, which I didn't think would come in handy, so that's cool. Anyways, on with the questions. Question 1, what's your book's pitch? Now, I guess I can talk about this after the second one. So this is kind of basic, this is what I have right now. A tenacious student teams up with an anxious prince, who appeared out of seemingly nowhere to find her missing sister lost in a wonderland. And yes, you heard that correctly, it is a story loosely based on Alice in Wonderland. Question 2, if you were a book, how would you pitch yourself? And this is, let's just read it. Stressed beyond belief, a young woman struggles to get through each day as she hones her creative skills. How far will her passion take her as she tackles the challenge of writing a dark fantasy trilogy? Abruptly moving away from short stories, she metaphorically embarks on a journey to complete the novel series of her childhood dreams. Which, when I finished writing that, I realized that sounds much more impressive than my actual book pitch. So I might have to go back and rewrite the first one. That's something I can do later. Question 3. What do you usually write? So I usually, as I implied before, I don't usually write novels. I usually write short stories. I also write poems and the rare fanfic. As far as genres go, I'm usually more in like humor and horror. Write some tragedy. I do write a little bit of like heartwarming romance, action adventure. I'm kind of all over the place. It just depends on where the inspiration strikes. Question 4. What's something you'll never write? Probably never write erotica. I'm definitely okay with writing like romance, but I'm more like towards like the fluffy side of things. I don't really care to write a bunch of spicy stuff, so it's kind of not my thing. Number 5, what's your goal for starting an Authortube channel? To exist. So I'm mostly just doing this to kind of put myself out there and exist in the community, I guess. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. Question 6, what made you want to start writing? So I've actually always liked writing since I was a kid, and that might sound a little cliche, but it's true. I have the letters from my younger self to prove it. And I actually came up with my current novel idea when I was like around 12, like 7th or 8th grade. And I've like picked it up off and on since then, but now I'm fully committing to it. And I think what made me want to start writing it, I think my biggest inspiration was probably the mangaka team Clamp. I think they were my biggest inspiration, but I was big into anime and manga in middle school, so. Question 7, what's your publishing path? So I mostly write for fun, and I don't know how much I will end up publishing ever in my life, but at least for my novel right now, The Chronicles of Falling Rain, I intend to try to self-publish it. Question 8, what content do I bring to the Authortube table? I don't. I mean, I don't really know what I would post about or why I would post about it, but I was kind of thinking that I might post like updates about my progress here and there. I was specifically thinking I should finish my first draft for the first novel around August next year, so I might do kind of a reveal video when I get a proof copy before I start editing. And that was kind of really the only thing I was thinking. But I guess if I figure something out along the way, then I'll do that too. Heck, why not? Question 9, what's your biggest writing struggle? I would say I have a really big issue. Something I've noticed, I have a big issue with repetition. And it's become a problem to where it's like I hone in on a word or a phrase for one chapter and I use it several times. It's like that's the word of the chapter and I can't deviate from it and I don't know why. It's like I just learned it, and I'm like, I have to use this to its full capacity now. I'm trying to fight it, but it just keeps coming back. Question 10. What's your best writing skill? So this is something I've kind of gotten feedback on from my stories, from people close to me, but I guess I'm really good at weaving humor into my stories. Sometimes I do try, and like a lot of times I don't, but apparently people think I'm hilarious, so that's cool, I guess. Alright, question 11 doesn't apply to me, so question 12. If you're new to Authortube, what is your biggest Authortube question? I mean, I don't really have an Authortube question, but if I have to ask one, I would probably make it, why is there so much drama? I feel like I know the answer to this, so no one really has to answer it for me. But still, that's just the question I have. Question 13. Are you looking for any new channels to follow, betas, CPs, or other types of writer buddies? Well, I don't know what other types of writer buddies there are, but I guess we'll figure it out one day. I guess I do kind of need beta readers and critique partners. I'm not really sure. I make no guarantees that we're gonna vibe, but I mean, we can try. At the moment, I am just kind of putting my current rough draft on the notorious Wattpad, so anyone can really go by there and leave comments if they want. You don't have to, obviously. But at the moment, I don't have a private platform. I did have one for some other beta readers. I had a Discord, but it got really quiet, and I just decided to shut it down and kind of keep my notes to myself, so that can evolve as time goes on. But, The Chronicles of Falling Rain is a dark fantasy tragedy series, so if you do want to follow it, you have to prepare for being sad a lot. Things get darker than even I expect. And then also, I am an amateur novelist, so keep that in mind, please. And finally, question 14. What are you most excited for during this new, fresh start on Authortube? That's an excellent question. So, thank you for watching, if you made it this far. I will leave relative links down in the description below, like to Jenna Streety, who came up with these original Authortube tag questions, and then also like my Wattpad link and whatnot. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. So, thank you again, and have a great day.